Bullseye Limited is a non-resident company that does not own any assets in Australia. 90% of its shares are owned by a non-resident company, Triple Score Limited. The other 10% of the shares are owned by an Australian resident company, Dart Proprietary Limited. These shares were acquired by Dart in 2003. The directors of Bullseye, who are all associated with Triple Score, want to raise further capital for Bullseye. They devise a scheme under which this will occur. The scheme proceeds as follows. 1. A new company will be incorporated called Double Top Limited. This will be a non-resident company. The shares in Double Top will be held by the same shareholders as Bullseye and in the same proportions. 2. Bullseye will make an offer for a rights issue to its existing shareholders. 3. The existing shareholders will waive their rights and Double Top will obtain these rights and exercise them. In the course of doing this, Double Top will subscribe new capital into Bullseye. The effect of the scheme is that Double Top will acquire shares in Bullseye below their market value. The directors of Bullseye advise the directors of Dart Proprietary Limited that these events are going to occur and that their vote in favour of these changes is sought. The directors of Dart determined not to vote in favour of the proposed restructure. However, due to the majority shareholding of Triple Score in Bullseye, the transaction proceeds and Dart has no ability to veto the transaction. What are the implications for Dart Proprietary Limited under the direct value shifting provisions? Because Double Top has subscribed for shares in Bullseye at a par value that is less than the market value of the shares, value will shift from the existing shares owned by Triple Score and Dart into the newly issued shares. Let us first consider whether the conditions are present for a direct value shift to have consequences. We will assume that the de minimis provision does not apply. The target entity in relation to the direct value shifting law is Bullseye. This company has a controller being Triple Score. This is because Triple Score owns more than 50% of Bullseye. Further, this controller has caused the value shift to occur. Triple Score is also an affected owner of a down interest because its shares in Bullseye decrease in value, and the direct value shifting law is likely to create a taxable gain if it were not for the fact that Triple Score is a non-resident. Dart, however, is an Australian resident company and it holds down interests in Bullseye. Despite this, the direct value shifting law will not cause consequences for Dart. This is because, for the provisions to have effect on a taxpayer, the taxpayer must be an affected owner of down interests, an affected owner of up interests, or both. An entity is an affected owner of a down interest if, and only if, the entity owns the down interest at the time of the value shift and is either 1. The controller of the target entity, or 2. An associate of the controller, or 3. An active participant in the scheme that caused the value shift. Dart is not the controller of Bullseye because Dart owns only 10% of the company. Dart is also not an associate of Triple Score. The key issue is whether Dart is an active participant in the scheme. For Dart to be an active participant, it must have actively participated in or directly facilitated the entering into or carrying out of the scheme. This is whether it did this at the direction of some other entity or not. In this case, the directors of Dart voted against the scheme, but lost the vote due to Triple Score owning 90% of Bullseye. Due to this, it is strongly arguable that Dart was not an active participant in the events that caused the value shift. Accordingly, the direct value shifting law will not have any consequences for Dart.